That's it.
All right. Welcome to Burdock Radio. My name is Keith Gostad, and I'm the producer of this show. The things you will hear over the next hour represent the views of Burdock Radio and the people making them. All opinions, quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. My guest today is Sigmund Snopek III.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good to meet you here. That was a track off of Prague Day 2001 CD.
Yeah, that's from that's a live performance of a tune called "Flight of the Freeze," which is actually from my space opera Trinity Seas.
Okay.
And it rhymes, doesn't it?
That's amazing. So.
And it also features special guest on saxophone Richard Perry from Pink Floyd.
Yeah. I
The
was gonna
guy
ask
who
about
plays
that.
sax on Dark Side of the Moon. We rehearsed over here at Linneman's when he was in town to get ready for this particular gig.
Oh, this is back in 2001?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, he was supposed to fly back on after the project. He was supposed to fly back on 9/11.
Oh, man.
He ended up staying another month.
Oh.
Great dear old friend, and that particular track. You can still purchase that over the internet. What's the name of? I think the label is there.
It's the label. Gee whiz. It's a recording from the annual Outdoor Festival of International Prog Rock. I don't know.
It was in North Carolina.
It's in North Carolina, though.
That we performed it, and did you have the name of the label at least? Here.
Yeah, let's see if you can find it. I'm having a hard time.
I have my reading glasses, and I'll put them on.
I'm maneuvering.
Or you can order the studio version if you want from Musea Records. They're out of Metz, France. I think there is a name for this label. Hold on once. You can find it on the internet.
Yeah.
Just look up Prague Day 2001 disc.
Well, after the show, we'll put links up for that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
It
not-
also features Rami Espinosa on guitar and Melanie Jane, who's now up in Door County hanging out with Pat McDonald.
Now, how much did you get together to rehearse for that particular
Oh, a
project?
bunch. That music is really complicated. It's
Yeah.
progressive rock music of mine from the early 70s. This Trinity Seas was written in 1973, actually.
And when did you meet everybody in order to get together to play with that specific lineup? Is it over
Throughout my
time?
lifetime.
Throughout your lifetime?
Yeah.
So it's kind
I
of
first met Richard Perry from Pink Floyd when he was here in, I believe it was 1975, doing Dark Side of the Moon.
Okay.
And he became enchanted with a woman here in Milwaukee, and while he was courting her, he stayed at my place. We became good friends.
Okay.
And then I went over there in the late 70s to visit England and, see the Pink Floyd studio, et cetera, et cetera. And
Okay. Well, how did the
then we would, when I was touring with the Femmes, we'd show up in London. I'd always invite Richard down to see the band.
Okay.
And I think during the year, it was late in the last century, probably 1997 or 1998, that I was touring with the Femmes, and I told Brian Ritchie, I think I can talk Richard into touring with us. So he joined us in Munich of that year, and I toured with him in Europe and South Africa.
Okay.
And then he has since toured with the Femmes beyond that, but of course the Femmes are no longer together, so
Right.
that's not happening anymore. I'm going to maybe give Richard a call tonight. I haven't spoken with him for quite a while. But that's Flight of the Freeze from the science fiction opera Trinity Seas.
Okay. What's the plot outline for this particular
I
opera?
thought it'd take quite a while to get into it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should avoid that. Is there?
There's actually a book coming out that analyzes all of my works,
Okay.
and you can get a copy of that, and it'll explain all that stuff in there.
Okay. What's
It's being written by Bob Milkey, who lives in Kirksville, Missouri, and he's doing he's going into the careers of 7 musicians. And if I can remember them all, let's see: Sun Ra, Frank Zappa, Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, James Brown, Sigmund Snopek, and then there's one other one I can't remember at this point. But that book's coming out. If you get a copy of that, it'll give you the lowdown on Trinity Seas.
Okay. Now I'm going to definitely have to put that on my Christmas wish list.
Yeah.
How soon do you think it'll be out?
It's going to be out in March.
In March? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put out next year's Christmas wish list. But that's really interesting. So the over your course of your lifetime, you managed to assemble people to play on that specific performance. And is that the only recording you have of the space opera?
Oh no, there's a full-length version of it on Musea Records.
Okay.
Out of Metz, France, as I mentioned earlier. Let's see. Where is that double CD?
It's
It's still in here, yeah.
somewhere in the bag there.
Yeah, and there's also an album version of the first third of it that was on Akashic Records.
Okay.
That's a fairly rare album now. I think it's going for a couple $100. That's the vinyl version of it.
Oh, right.
But you can get from Musea Records out of Metz, France. Check it out on the internet. I think they also have it available on iTunes.
Okay.
But you're looking at picking up 50. I think there's 54 songs in Trinity Seas.
Right. Jeez. Okay. Well,
So that's early prog rock.
if anybody here doesn't know, Sigmund Snowpick is an incredibly prolific composer, rock musician, and singer of Christmas songs too. You've got several Christmas CDs out now too at this point.
Yes. Where's the Easter Bunny's Christmas? Did you bring that one over here?
It should be in that stack in that bag right there. That plastic bag.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Okay.
This would be my newest recording.
Okay.
It comes with a Christmas card that says "Merry Christmas from the Easter Bunny," and features. Let's see, Mike Woods is on here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play. We'll play the opening tune,
Sounds good.
which is called what is I don't have my readers on.
I got you. So this is off the CD, The Easter Bunny's Christmas,
Yeah.
by Sigmund Snowpick III.
Track one.
Track one.
Is it
And
on?
there is no track.
Track one is on here.
Oh, it's on here. December Dreams.
December Dreams. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hang up on you in case you thought I did. It was my phone. I had the battery on this phone last
It's on. My December dreams. Do you know what they mean? The snow and the cold run rampant, or so it seems. Rooms are lit up by Department 56. That's one way to get your impish, elfish Christmas kicks. My December dreams. My December dreams. In the hall is the Hallmark Magic talking head. Two cats in the bed, brother and a sister. My daughter's here, and it's one more year. My mom still paints those pretty Santa figures and does intricate cross-stitch pictures. My December dreams. My December dreams. My dad's in heaven. He's wishing us all new good years. No, not the tires, the time. It's December. It's Christmas time. Ringing and dinging and singing and binging. Singing old White Christmas with Bing. My December dreams. My December dreams. My December dreams. My December dreams. Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year. My December dreams. My December dreams. Yeah, December Dreams.
Yeah. How about Michael Woods on that track?
Michael Woods, he's playing soprano sax.
That's amazing. Oh, sure. There's nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, when we're in the studio up here, we're in the front of the.
Oh, so people can talk all they want.
Yeah, and buses will rumble by, and
all right.
You know.
Then I'll just be like John Cage and accept that as part of the composition.
It's a difficult thing to do. I've had to make peace with it myself. You made all the Christmas music. I'm a sucker for Christmas music, and
Yeah, me too.
I know that you made another song, the Pumpkin Pie Polka. And I wonder if you give
That's
us.
from my. Well, actually, there are 3 Christmas CDs. You know, I wish I had my reading glasses.
Oh,
Where are they?
I hope they didn't fall someplace. Oh, they're right behind that stack of CDs.
They're hiding on me again.
Yeah. No. Yeah, we got conversations happening everywhere in here.
Can you ask that guy to chill?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the Pumpkin Pie Polka. That is track 4.
Okay.
And this was the first Christmas CD. It came out about 10 years ago. I've had great success with it. It's been licensed several times by various companies, and we've come close to selling. There have been 3,000 sold, which is a lot for an independent.
Yeah. Wow.
And I, too, thoroughly enjoy Christmas and set up a huge Christmas display.
Especially post like iTunes and internet and all that stuff to actually make the tangible CD sales is quite something.
Yeah.
So, well, we're gonna.
So this features Royce Hall on the guitar.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll bust into this song and then we'll go tell that guy Merry Christmas real quick. Okay.
All right.
The pumpkin pie polka, we dance to it every year. First we eat a lot, then Dad, he gets so hot that he drinks a little too much beer. Then in comes Aunt Hazel, she's had an overdose of basil. She's got turkey sticking out of her ears. Then my mom jumps up and begins to dance, the same dance as last year. It's the pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka. Hey, heavy on the whipped cream. The pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka. It's every girl and boy's favorite dream. In the middle of the summer when it's really stinky and hot, I dream of Thanksgiving with the cool breeze blowing and the crackling of the leaves. And all the people are thinking, giving thanks for the living and the giving, and the huge pumpkin that grows from the tiny seed and ends up in a pie. And then I thank God for the earth and the sun and the rain in the sky, and the twinkle in my mom's eye when she bakes that pumpkin pie. The pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka. Hey, heavy on the whipped cream. The pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka. It's every girl and boy's favorite dream. Pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka, we dance to it every year. First we eat a lot, then Dad, he gets so hot that he drinks a little too much beer. Then in comes Aunt Hazel, she's had an overdose of basil. She's got turkey sticking out of her ears. My mom jumps up and begins to dance, the same dance as last year. It's the pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka. Hey, heavy on the whipped cream. The pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie. It's my favorite culinary dream. It's the pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka, the pumpkin pie polka.
There it is. The pumpkin pie polka.
That's right.
I had to get that worked out of my system, and thankfully we made that Santa Claus fella leave.
You can purchase these if you go to my website and just fill out the order blanket, mail me a check, or come to see me at Lindemann's. I'm there every first Tuesday of the month.
Right.
Or you can also see me at Winky's. I'll be there every Sunday, starting the Sunday after Thanksgiving, from 1 in the afternoon until 5, playing Christmas music. It's a great gig.
Wow. That's
And
good.
I have a really sweet deal with them. It's really, really lovely.
Excellent. No,
Did you want to hear one more off of this CD, or there's a lot of stuff to go through?
we could, you've got a stack of, I should say, Stigman brought in a stack of music that comprises, I think, most of his musical history. It goes back pretty far, at least.
Not even half.
Not even half.
No.
Oh, jeez. So, I mean, did you want to go back towards the?
Let's go back to the first album.
Okay. We can go back towards the beginning of
A
your
lot of
career
most of
little
these songs I wrote when I was 15, 16, 17 years old.
bit. Okay. Oh, wow. So we're getting a full scope here. So we just went through Christmas, and now we're going to go back in time to what year about? Did you say that you were,
I
you were
guess you
writing?
could call this Halloween. This is a song I wrote in 1968.
Okay.
1969 when I was still in high school, or just my first year of college, and it's called Witch Helen. 1, 2.
Okay.
And you'll find it that it's psychedelic.
A girl like you doesn't even answer to a name. A person who spends her life staying insane, gets very far but never touches the ground. Wonder who you are, just take a look around. Look into you nowhere. With your broom you just don't care. A thought like you doesn't even have to exist. What did you do that separated you from the mist of the morning fog rolling across the green, or on the mountain, the last place that you will see? Which Helen wore, I'm telling you to go. Which Helen wore, I'm telling you to go. Touch the grass that flows through your brain. I know it's there. How else are you insane? Buy white wine or something in your arm. Take your broom and fly back with your charm. Which Helen wore, I'm telling you to go. Which Helen wore, I'm telling you to go. Which Helen wore, I'm telling you to go. Which
It's got that classic DJ fade on the end of that. No, that album was made in Chicago.
Okay.
And we were at the time, we had really heavy management. That was on MGM Records. You're hearing a bootleg version of it. I had it remastered
Yeah.
and saved it from being totally obscure.
That's Bloomsbury People.
Right.
Okay.
Named after the first hippies ever lived in Bloomsbury Square in the early 20s. Virginia Woolf was a member of them. They were the first alternative culture.
Okay.
As the middle class was coming and growing, then of course you get along with the middle class, you get the counterculture.
There's another hot guitar player at the end of that song. Who is
Dennis
that?
Lanting.
That's good
And
stuff.
unfortunately, Dennis passed away just a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Tremendous guitar player from Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh goodness, man.
The
So
band was actually from Waukesha, although we were billed when we played at O'Brad's as direct from Frisco
okay.
by one of our more shady managers. We were quite angry about that, actually.
Did that do anything for your audience attendance? or-
It did, yeah.
Okay, so it worked.
But then we told them, look, we're from out west, but just Waukesha.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's jump up to the early 70s, and I'm going to play a song with a female vocalist, Susan Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try and get the studio rearranged.
She was in a folk duo with her husband actually,
Okay.
Richard Thomas. Susan and Richard Thomas. She lives in Atlanta now. I haven't seen her. I saw her on one of the Violent Femmes tours quite a while ago.
Okay.
But she's on the last track here. Let's see if this works. This is called The Sand King. That is The Sand King, which is the last song of Trinity Seas, but that was recorded back in the early 70s. The other piece we heard from Trinity Seas, Return of Flight of the Freeze, was that's a newer recording of the music that was written back in the early 70s.
Okay.
It's a little confusing. I didn't finish recording Trinity Seas until the end of the century, because for various reasons.
Yeah, sure.
Let's hop around and
Yeah. I don't. It's fascinating. I just wanted to touch on the three careers of Sigmund Snopek here that you were talking about earlier. You had music as a composer and as a rock musician, and then you play as a sideman for certain acts. Just to come in and
yeah, I had like three strains of work, three main strains. One, just writing rock music and having a rock band.
Right.
Another one being writing classical music and writing music for symphonies and operas and string quartets. Sometimes those got intertwined with each other.
style.
Then it became what they call progressive rock.
Yeah.
And then, of course, being a sideman. And I was a sideman with the Violent Femmes for off and on for 20 years, from 84 to 2004.
And that kind of paves the way for you to be able to do some of the things you want to do, like as far as being a composer?
It did, yeah. And I sought to support myself with my rock music while I was writing, classical music, which is a lot harder to earn a living.
Right.
Just doing classical music, although some people do it.
A lot of the folks I know end up becoming teachers.
There's that famous story about Philip Glass, who was a cab driver.
Yeah.
And he was driving cab in Manhattan, and a woman got in his car and said, "Oh, there's a famous composer by that name," because they have to post their name on the inside of the cab, and said Philip Glass. And he turned around and said that's me. And well, the woman turned out to be I think one of the Rockefellers or something, I forget her name, but she was very well off, and saw to it that he started to get $90,000 per commission.
Oh, fun.
And that always helps pay the bills. If anybody out there wants to, send me some money, please.
If there's any potential benefactors listening to this station right now, the email address will be available. We'll have the Sigmund Snowpeck website up. There will be ways to
just
contact
email me.
them. Yeah. So,
I know there's lots of wealthy people in the River West.
Right.
Wrong.
Well, this goes out to the whole world. It makes the whole world look like
good.
River West, or sound like River West.
Fabulous. So. Yeah, there was a new an oratorio that I'd like to get bankrolled. A beautiful piece of music, probably the accumulation of my life's work.
Oh, okay.
It needs some financial help. The music's done.
Okay.
Let's play something, a collaboration between me and the Violent Femmes.
Okay.
And I'll play the song "Slip Away,"
all right.
which also features Zeno from Bad Boy singing. He also was the original singer from Cheap Trick.
Okay.
And Robin Plur is also on this tune.
Fantastic. We're going to take a second.
A little bit, like, cue this up?
Take a second to boot this thing up. I just want to remind everybody that you're listening to Sigmund. You can catch him the first Tuesdays of every month at Linneman's, and he plays in the back room there, and it's always a great show. It's always a lot of fun. Sometimes there's guest musicians that pop up and play with him. Other times he just rocks it solo.
Ooh, sweet time, how it runs along. Once in a while you feel you know it, then you find out you're wrong. There's nothing that you can do about it, nothing that you can say to change the way that it was and it is today. You gotta let it go, let it run, let it slip away, way, way, way. Let it go, let it run, let it slip away, way, way, way. If there's no fun in it, then what's the sense of letting it on its way over you? It's way over you, way over you. Ooh, sweet face, how you look at me. When I reach out to touch you, you vanish quickly. There's nothing that we can do about it, nothing that we can say to change the way that we were and we are today. I'm gonna let you go, let you run, let you slip away, way, way, way. Let you go, let you run, let you slip away, way, way, way.
Yeah, that was Slip Away. That also features on saxophone Steve McKay, who played with the Violent Femmes when I was with him, called The Horns of Dilemma was the name of our part of the Violent Femmes. Also, he played with Iggy Pop and the Stooges.
Okay.
He's on the album Funhouse. As I mentioned earlier, Robin Plur's on there, and that's the Violent Femmes rhythm section, Brian Ritchie and Victor DiLorenzo.
Right.
And the album is called Wisconsin Sane, originally on Capitol Records. Now it's available from me.
That's fantastic. So when was that recorded? That whole thing was put together back in...
That was in the mid-'80s. That was 1985.
Back when the Wisconsin music scene was booming and everybody...
Yeah, what's booming now, too.
Yeah, everybody was getting signed.
But the Femmes were really booming. I mean, they're the most popular and successful band to ever come out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. So you had another track you were going to play that was more along the lines of a composition piece with the pipe organ, I believe.
Yeah, this features David Bond playing organ.
Okay.
And we're going to play 8 nighttime, it's 8 short pieces.
Right. And let's see, I want to mention that you're playing, was that Winkies you're playing?
I play at Winkies every Sunday after Thanksgiving, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and in the Christmas Day Parade, or the Christmas Parade. I think that's also on that Friday before Thanksgiving. Where's my reading glasses?
Oh, there you go.
This was recorded by David Vartanian, and we recorded on site up at a church up in, let's see, where is the, here we go, the Immaculate Heart of Mary Church in Chilton, Wisconsin. The organ had just been renovated, that's why we used it.
Oh, gosh.
And here we go, it's channels 5 through 12.
That's great.
That's some of the that's the 8 night times. Just I think what we heard 4 of them.
Yeah.
There's over close to 50 minutes worth of music, And you know what? I've got to go to the record company to get some more of these because I'm out of them.
Oh, no, those are great. So all recorded in an old church organ.
Well, an organ that had just been refurbished.
Refurbished, okay.
And there's a picture of the organ in the CD. And there was a poet who helped me, inspired me by giving me titles to work with. That's Cynthia D'Esta.
Okay.
Speaking of poets, we do have a collaboration here. But this is also, I count this as composer music, not rock music. And this is a poem by Susan Fear called August Kettle Lake.
Okay.
We'll play that.
That's great.
That I set the music to when she was honored as Poet Laureate of Milwaukee.
I remember that performance at Centennial Hall at the library.
Lunatic, rust-colored days, blood-tasting dragonfly water. Here where fairy tale started, I swim through a green blindness into angels and metals. Where I swim no Venus, I swim what the glacier left, the glacier's guest. I swim its Pleistocene breath, this kettle lake, this kettle lake, this kettle lake. My actual birthstone, lighted with the scar promises of saints and lilies in underbelly of funk trombones, history of saints and lilies in underbelly of funk trombones, history. A grown woman still each August I swim the disappearing trick. Here is the place to fry from the outside in. Here where the brain is genderless with glacial lakes, rust, cold and sun.
Poetry of Susan Fear is set to music by me, Sigmund Snowpack.
That's a great piece. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Thank you. I set two others, so there's a collection of three, and I'm going to have a CD coming out called Remnants of Poets.
Okay.
And there'll be many selections. I just set Alma's poetry to music, and also Cynthia D'Esta, and then several poets who are Fernando Pessoa.
Okay.
He's a Portuguese surrealist.
When is that coming out?
I hope to get, I would say ASAP, but
Okay.
maybe the next summer or something.
It's definitely something I'd like to have you back for to play some more stuff
Yes.
off of it. Or
When I have some new releases, or there's lots we haven't played.
Sure.
How much time do we have left?
Let's see. We're at 5:48. We got about 7 minutes here.
7 minutes. Well, let's go out with.
If you wanted to close it with a big 6-minute opus type piece, we could do that.
I can do. I have a MIDI version here of my last piece I wrote for orchestra for the Conomowoc Chamber Orchestra. By MIDI, I mean it's using computer sounds for the orchestra instead of the real orchestra. I don't have any copies of that.
Okay.
But I'm going to play the Movement 2 Sailing on Pewaukee Lake. And I think movement 3 is called an Alp horn. And let's see, where is the... that's movement 4.
Sigmund has a big composition book with him here.
That's the orchestral score.
So we're actually moving through his compositions page by page today, as well as
when you write
despite
this much music, it's hard to remember the titles of everything. Let's see. Well, that's got to be. Oh, that's Thousands of Fish. Yeah, let's end with 3 movements. We'll do. This was commissioned by the Economic Chamber Orchestra. Sailing on Pewaukee Lake, Thousands of Fish, and a foghorn. Not a foghorn, an Alp horn on Pine Lake.
Fantastic.
Pewaukee Lake. Now we're going to hear Thousands of Fish. Did you hear me? What the earlier thing I said? That was the second movement.
Second movement.
Sailing on Pewaukee Lake, and this is Thousands of Fish.
Okay.
Third movement of the, actually a collection of 21 pieces. Here we go. contra bassoon on there at the end.
All right. That's how you end a show, right?
And those
there.
are performed by the Conwalk Chamber Orchestra. That what you just heard is a computer version.
Okay.
That I do first, and then my copyist takes my pencil sketch and that, and we double check it, and then we make a printed score like this.
That's great.
Originally, they commissioned me to do 7. Unbeknownst to them, I did 21 movements. So there's 14 movements they haven't heard, although the conductor has heard them.
Okay.
Those haven't been orchestrated yet.
Well, I got to wrap up the show here, and
All
I
right.
just wanted to say thanks a lot, Sigmund, for coming by. And
You're
we're
welcome.
going to have you back at some point, because this has been a real treat to go through your career in music, but also to like touch upon all the different kinds of music that you've been a part of.
Thank you.
The classical, the rock, and just playing with other famous musicians. It's really something to be able to say that we have Sigmund Snopek here in Milwaukee, and it's really something for me to be able to say that you're a guest on my show, and I just want to say thanks again.
Thank you, Steve. Be
Keith.
happy to come back. Have a good afternoon.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye. It is Steve, right?